A very good morning. We say Guten Tag once again from the magnificent Red Bull Ring in Austria. Great to have your company wherever you are watching us live around the world. A very warm welcome wherever you are tuning in to race 2 here this morning. Actually, that's not correct. I can't say it is a warm welcome. It is freezing here at the Red Bull Ring. 7 degrees Celsius, that's telling us 8. I don't believe that. We have had snow falling overnight. You can see the rain is falling. We are getting ready to race for the second time here this weekend. And the race will start behind the safety car. This is race 2 of the second round of the 3-round series, the 2024 Euro Series. We'll take a look at the grid. It is Thomas Stoltemanis who took pole position yesterday. Freddie Slater, who won race 1 yesterday. Gustav Jonsson, Hiyu Yamakoshi, Hiyu, who won race 2 at Mugello. The Van Amersfoort Racing drivers, then Maxim Rem and Rashid Al-Dahedi starting out of grid 6. Gianmarco Pradel, Ed Robinson, the Brit from Mallorca in Spain for the German team here in Austria in the US racing team colours. Starting out of grid 8, Davide Lerini, Jack Beaton, Alex Powell and Enya Frey for the Swiss Gensa Motorsport team. I can tell you they were praying for rain overnight and they've got it. King Nakamura Berta, Maximilian Popov, Akshay Border, the championship leader who won twice in the first round at Mugello, back on 15. Ethan Isha, Kabir Anurag. Then it's Lynn Hodenius, Deegan Fairclough from Britain, Risa Siwerathan, also for the high-tech Pulse A team. Luca Samalisto, Andrea Kostic, the Serbian, Alvis Rodella, Dion Gauda out of grid 24. Kai Dadianani for the Cram Motorsport team. Luca Vistoriano, who came storming home to grid 10 yesterday for the Real Racing team. A super drive for the Romanian rookie. Has to start near on the back of the pack. Then it's Everett Stack, Enzo Ye, and Thomas Behrman, the young rookie, the younger brother of Ollie, who's done a superb job overnight to qualify 11th for the Azerbaijan Baku Grand Prix. Thomas, his second ever car race, the high-tech driver, starts out of grid 29 here this morning. Some aid to Thomas. He won't have to launch the car off the line, which is always daunting for the young rookie drivers. Not a standing start. You can see the race will start behind the safety car. 30 minutes plus 1 lap. A little bit of a delay because of the GT Open International qualifying. Just a few moments ago, 3 red flags due to the conditions. And just a few moments before the start. Freddie Slater taking victory yesterday. Controlled the pace nicely to lead home Thomas Stoltemanis. Akshay Bora coming home in P4. Actually fell back to 18th. Not a good run for Akshay. He won twice at Mugello. The driver to beat. Fell back to 18th. Fought back to 4th to finish behind King Nakamura Berta. It was a Prema Racing team 1, 2, 3 on the grid. But Akshay Bora still does hold the championship lead. 66 points to Freddie Slater on 54 points. Hiyu Yamakoshi, 43 points. Nakamura Berta, 39 as the car set off on what is actually the first lap of the race. Gustav Jonsson, 36 points. Gustav, of course, starting grid 3. There is the 36 Van Amersfoort Racing driver. And Thomas Stoltemanis, 34 points. The pole sitter, 6th in the series. So the race is now officially underway here at the Red Bull Ring. Look at the spray. No chance, 0 chance of a dry race here this morning. It has rained ever since we took the checkered flag in race 1 yesterday and has not stopped overnight. It is freezing. It is the second weekend of summer, but it is so cold here. There is snow falling on the nearby mountains in the magnificent Styrian countryside. This is undoubtedly the most beautiful circuit in the world. Our TV pictures do not do it justice, although they are doing a good job of showing just how wet it is as the field go up into turn 3 on the opening lap of what is race 2, round 2 of the 2024 Euro 4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion together with the Automobile Club of Italy, delegated by the FIA. This is the second year of the series. The McLaren Junior Ugo Ugachukwu taking the title in 2023. Ugo Hui this weekend racing in the Formula Regional European Championship. He won the title from James Wharton and Akshay Bora. 1, 2, 3 in last year's series. It's a 3-round championship, independent of any other series, not connected with the Italian Championship, the Spanish Championship, the British, or any other of the 20 championships running around the world, despite the fact that it is the same promoter, WSK, delegated by the FIA. A 3-round series. Mugello, the first round, here at the Red Bull Ring for round 2. And the third and final round of this, the 3-round European Series, the 3-round Challenge Championship on the 6th of October at the home of the recent Italian Formula One Grand Prix. That's at Monza on October the 6th. Atrocious conditions here. Hopefully we will get some racing in. At least we expect 2 laps behind the safety car as the drivers get a feel for the conditions. The race officially now underway. So the grid order is obviously the race order as well. Thomas Stoltemanis storming to pole position yesterday with a 1:31.686. It was a dry but gripless track just over 24 hours ago. His final flying lap, and Thomas Stoltemanis takes his first outright pole position in Formula 4 racing. 2 race victories in WSK World Kart racing for the Energy Corsa racing team. The first round of the WSK Euro Series 12 months ago. The highlights of that somewhere on YouTube. One of the greatest drives you've ever seen from Thomas Stoltemanis when he took the victory over Kirill Kutskov at Franciacorta. That was something else. And now we're seeing Thomas Stoltemanis starting to shine, the Latvian for the Prema racing team in the world of Formula 4 car racing. A big future ahead of him. Indeed, the same can be said for many of the drivers. Freddie Slater, leading the Italian series, racing for the first time in Formula 3 level equipment, the GB3 series, just a couple of weeks ago. Gustav Jonsson from Sweden, Hiyu Yamakashi, second and final year in Formula 4 racing, having raced in the Spanish Championship, the United Arab Emirates Series. 3 wins in the Italian series for one of 2 Japanese drivers, Maxim Rem. Just behind, Ed Robinson, grid 8. First time out for the German team. Ed Robinson, car 15. There he is going down through turn 3 now. Super debut. There's Jack Beaton, the Queenslander, conveniently. Wash It, that's his main sponsor. The car wash chain from down under. And boy, wouldn't they be busy if they were in action over here in Austria. The Australian, Jack Beaton, starts out at grid 10 just ahead of Alex Powell. Second lap under the safety car. Behind the safety car, hopefully we can go green imminently and race for race 2, round 2, the 2024 Euro 4 Championship. There's Thomas Stoltemanis, car 33, through the gravel, which has been dragged onto the circuit from the previous qualifying sessions for the GT Open GT3 Championship, the Formula Regional European Championship. A relatively clean racing line. There's Thomas Stoltemanis, Freddie Slater, Gustav Jonsson, incredibly on the start-finish line. I can't believe I'm saying this. There's a little bit of sunshine. The rain's still falling lightly. We start the 3rd lap of the race behind the safety car. Hopefully this is the final lap before we can race green for most of the race here this morning. Gianmarco Pradel, a couple of podiums in both the Italian and Euro Series. We go back to the first round of the championship, the 3-round Challenge Series. Akshay Bora winning race 1 from Hiyu Yamakashi and Gustav Jonsson. Yamakashi fighting back to win race 2 from Slater and Jonsson again. And then Akshay took victory in race 3 in round 1. This was Mugello back in the Italian summer from Jack Beaton, P2, who hounded his US racing teammate right to the checkered flag. And Ethan Isher from Switzerland for the Swiss team, Jensen Motorsport, on the podium from Nakamura Berta and Thomas Stoltemanis. Akshay Bora, the championship leader, on 66 points. Slater second on 54 points. As we get news that the safety car does come in at the end of this lap, and we will race green on a saturated circuit here in the Styrian countryside. This is the magnificent Red Bull Ring in Austria, built to replace the former Zeltweg airfield. down at the bottom of the hill, which hosted the Austrian Grand Prix back in 1964, the only time it counted for the World Drivers' Championship, won by the late, great Lorenzo Bandini, born in what was then Italian Libya. Yeah, I do love history. You can see the rain is still falling. The Zeltweg airfield still in existence, hosting the Austrian Grand Prix for Formula One and sports cars in the 1960s before the former ferocious Österreichring was built in 1970, taken over by Red Bull a couple of decades ago. This is the most beautiful circuit in the world, but it is undoubtedly the wettest at the moment. As we get ready to race. Race 2, round 2, the 2024 Euro 4 Championship. Thomas Stoltemanis from pole position. So effectively a rolling start to the race. Slater, Jonsson, Yamakashi, Rem and Rashid Al-Dahedi. The green flag is flying now on the start-finish straight. Thomas Stoltemanis dictates the pace, runs wide down into the Jochenring curves. Fortunately, they cannot pass until they cross over the start-finish line. Looking for grip on the outside, Maxim Rem. The green flag flies and we race for the second time here this weekend at the Red Bull Ring in Austria in the Euro 4 Championship. Yamakashi through the spray, trying to make his teammate put pressure on his teammate, Gustav Jonsson. Slater does likewise for Thomas Stoltemanis. The field pour out of the Niki Lauda curve 1. Sideways from Jack. Nicely held by the Queenslander as they race up the hill for the first time under green conditions. Look at the spray. Atrocious conditions on a saturated circuit as Slater sends it from second place on Thomas Stoltemanis. The Van Amersfoort racing drivers 3 and 4. There's Rashid going on through. Alex Powell making up places, the same for Kim Nakamura-Berta. Slater sits in behind the slipstream from his teammate. It still works in the rain. Down into turn 3, grip right on the outside of the circuit. Jonsson in P3, twice on the podium at Mugello in the first round of the championship. The black sky in the background. Jonsson down the inside. There is more momentum. There is more speed on the outside though, but the Van Amersfoort racing driver hooked up here this morning. Gustav Jonsson in 36. Yamakashi, his VAR teammate, in 6. Rem, Al-Dahedi, Robinson makes up a place from his US racing teammate. Pradell back to 8 from Powell. Nakamura-Berta as Slater pulls out of the spray to try and see simply which way the track goes, down into the Jochenring curves. Commendable restart from all 29 drivers. As Stoltemanis crosses the line to start lap 4 in the race lead. The gap 0.7 of a second. There is Gustav Jonsson just staying in touch with the 2 Prema Racing Team drivers. There's Yamakashi, Rem, P5, Rashid Al-Dahedi. That's Robinson, Pradell, Powell, Nakamura-Berta. The 2 former Prema Racing teammates for the Kart Republic team in WSK World Karting. Nakamura-Berta from Larini. KNB rounds out the 10. 1/3 race distance here after we get underway behind the safety car. Looking for Akshay Bora. Remember the championship leader started back on 15. He won twice at Mugello. He's lost time. Akshay in trouble. He's down to 17th. It's just gone by ahead of Lynn Hedenius. Reza Suwarathan, who's running 3rd in the British Formula 4 Championship. Dion Gauda, Kabir Anurag, Rodella, Dadianani, Samalisto, Kostic, the Serbian Everett Stack from America, Luca Vistoriano, Enzo Ye, and the young rookie from Essex in England for the high-tech team, Thomas Behrman, his 2nd ever car race. Rounding out the field. The rain continues to fall here as we lose one of the high-tech cars into the gravel. Unfortunately, it's Thomas. Behrman has parked TB on debut in Formula 4, has parked it in the gravel. at the top of the hill. And the safety car comes out onto the circuit inevitably to retrieve the young Englishman. Tough introduction for Thomas Behrman, the second of the three Behrman siblings, younger brother to Ollie, 2021 Italian Formula 4 champion. That was with Van Amersfoort Racing, as Davide Larini has also pulled into pit lane under safety car. Thomas Behrman, second ever car race in the worst conditions you could possibly imagine. A tough introduction. Has parked it into the gravel down in turn 4. The safety car comes out onto the circuit. Thomas is out of the car. His morning is over. That's bad luck for Thomas. Tough introduction. 2 pole positions in the European Rotax Series earlier on in the year. This is the reason why, down into turn 4. He's not the first one to do that. He won't be the last one today either. And one of the Jensen Motorsport drivers into the gravel. Fortunately, with the rain compacting the gravel, he's able to go through onto the cut through. That's the short circuit here at the Red Bull Ring. Thomas walks back, the high-tech driver. Pole position in similar conditions at the start of the year in the Rotax Winter Cup for the KR Sport Cosmic Kart Racing Team in Campillos in the south of Spain. Actually, it was raining more than it is now. And Thomas took pole position at the start of the year and also earlier on, or in the third round of the championship from memory. First car race for young Thomas after just 3 days of testing, and his morning has come to a premature end. His father David here at the circuit, his brother Ollie, along with Jamie, watching on from Baku. Tough morning for Thomas. He brings out the safety car for the second time this morning. The first time was, of course, for the race start. Stoltemanis leads from Slater. Jonsson, Yamakoshi, Rem, Rashid Aldahedi, Robinson made up a single position. Akshay Bora back into 15th just before the safety car came out. He is the championship leader. That statement will not be correct by the end of the race unless he can do something spectacular in the remaining second half. This is race 2 of round 2 as Gustav lights up the rears. Just shows you his level of confidence in these conditions. Everyone else just following on through. So he feels at one with the car at the moment. He's running in P3. We'll see if the Van Amersfoort Racing drivers can attack the Prema duo who go 1-2. Safety car in this lap, so it's a short safety car intervention. We will go green into the second half of the race. That's Rashid Aldahedi, who made a sensational move yesterday around the outside down into turn 7. Moved up into 4th place, was fighting for the podium before running off track and ultimately finishing down in 11th place. Alvise Della in car 55 also lights up the rears. The VAR driver is confident here this morning. The lights to go off on the safety car imminently. Stoltemanis from Slater, Jonsson, Yamakoshi, Mugello race winner, 17-year-old from Tokyo in Japan for the Dutch team from the outskirts of Amsterdam in the Netherlands. The safety car will accelerate. There's actually sunshine here on the start-finish straight. The lights are out on the safety car. Stoltemanis from Latvia, Slater from the Midlands of England, yesterday's race winner. Jonsson from Sweden, Yamakoshi from Japan, and the closest that Maxim Rem will have to a home race this year, the German here in Austria in P5. Rashid just behind. Thomas backs the field up. The magnificent Austrian countryside. Rain falling, well, that's better than snow, I guess, which we have had in the last 2 days here. It is still summertime here in Austria. The rain is falling. The green flag is now flying. And Thomas Stoltemanis accelerates. We go into the second half of the race. Watch the attack from Gustav Jonsson. trying to keep in contact with the two Prema Racing Team drivers. The green flag flies. Watch Slater, he'll go to his left. To your right, Stoltemanis does likewise, looking for vision and grip at the same time. Back underway, race 2 here at the Red Bull Ring. Yamakashi, Rama, Albaheri, Robinson, Pradell, Powell up into 9. The top rookie, he's also P1 outright. Thomas Stoltemanis under attack from Freddie Slater. Up into turn 3. Move down the inside. There's grip on the outside, though. We'll see if Slater can hold on to it. Freddie in 27. As Alex goes wide. Powell off the road. Now it's on in the second half of the race. There's Jack Beaton on the inside. And Deegan Fairclough trying to make his way on through the Prema Racing duo. Freddie on the inside. Thomas on the outside. There's grip there. Almost puts him into the gravel. He's off. Thomas into the gravel. He won't win race 2. Stoltemanis fed a wheel from his teammates. This was the restart. Sideways going around the American. Everett stacking car 9 for the PHM team, facing backwards. Luca Vistoriano goes around. The American back in the race. This, the fight for the lead. Slater on the inside. There was grip on the outside. Gave him space. Thomas just ran out of road. It looked as though there was no contact. Regardless, Slater leads now. Johnson in second. Yamakashi up onto the podium now. This has championship implications. And there's Stoltemanis back into P6. Nakamura Berta on the back of Ed Robinson. Slater comes across the line now. Starts lap 8 in the lead, and look at the lead. It's 2 seconds clear of the Van Amersfoort Racing duo. Through the spray, atrocious conditions. Freezing cold here in Austria. It is still summertime. The rain is falling. And we're back racing green for race 2, round 2 of the Euro 4 Championship. Gianmarco Pradell under attack from Deegan Fairclough, the champion in waiting in the British Formula 4 Championship. News from race control. Look at that incident between the two teammates, Thomas and Freddie, has been noted. And I can promise you, it has certainly been noted by team manager Goffredo Piero. There's just a moment to go. Straight through Kai Dadianani in the Cram Motorsport car. The escape road, the joker lap, if you like. But it keeps him back in the race. Kai Dadianani falls down to 27th, but he stays out of the gravel. That's the Austrian short circuit. Kai Dadianani for Gabriele Rossi's Cram Motorsport team, and he's not the only one. Followed off, it looked to be by Maximilian Popov. Stack, in fact, it was. Everett Stack off the road. He's had a tough morning, the American. Kai Dadianani for the Cram Motorsport team, competing in the final round of the Australian Formula 4 Championship. That was at Sepang in Malaysia a week ago. From the Australian Series to Austria via Malaysia. Kai Dadianani back in the race after running through the gravel. Slater across the line. Starts lap 9 and he's disappearing down the road. The gap was 2.8, so it's 3.3 seconds. Slater is gone. Destroying the field as Gustav Jonsson tries to stay with. He's in second. Yamakashi, Rem. There's Thomas Stoltemanis back in 6th place. The final third of the race. Thomas Behrman, just the sole retirement so far. He'll be back for race 3. That's at 4 o'clock local time. Don't miss that. As we see Rashid Aldahedi defending from Thomas Stoltemanis. They are Prema Racing teammates from Latvia and Abu Dhabi in the Emirates. The fight for P5, the recovery for the pole sitter, the early race leader. Rashid Aldahedi, 2-time race winner in his own national UAE series. Behind Stoltemanis, that's the line where he knows there's grip. Unfortunately, his teammate was on the inside 2 laps ago. This time, he goes on through. Thomas Stoltemanis makes the move on his Prema Racing teammate. Rashid back to 6, Thomas back into P5. Look at the lead from Slater. 3.7 seconds, fastest lap of the race, a 47.7. Last time around, a 48.8 for Gustav Jonsson. Has got confidence, he's got grip, he's got speed down through the Jochenring curves. To start lap 10, here comes Slater, we'll check the gap, 3.7 seconds last time. 7.55 plus 1 lap on the clock. Up into turn 1, we wait. Here's Gustav. 4.4 seconds and a 47.18 versus 48.3 last time. Slater is destroying the field here in the rain. Rashid goes on through. Here's King Nakamura Bertha. Robinson, Powell, Jamarco Bradell, car 12, still in P10. Akshay Bora, 31 in position 13. Twice victory at Mugello. Just has not been informed this weekend. Struggled in qualifying P15, but did fight back tremendously yesterday on a greasy track to finish in 4th place, just missing the podium. It's just been passed by Deegan Fairclough, though, the high-tech driver from Britain, from south of London. Deegan now up into 13 in 87 for the high-tech Pulsate team. There's Maxim Rem, still in P4, and the top rookie just a step off the outright podium. The two teammates, Gustav Jonsson and Hiyu Yamakoshi. It's still good for the championship for Yamakoshi. 43 points coming into this, the 5th of 9 races in the 3-round championship. Gustav Jonsson, his 5th in the series on 36. Slater 2nd on 54 points. But you can add 25 to that almost certainly as Slater comes across the line now. He's already going up into turn 1. The Van Amersfoort Racing teammates come across the line. Gustav Jonsson in 36, Hiyu Yamakoshi in 6th. They are 6 seconds behind Slater. 5:50 left on the clock, sideways from Yamakoshi. Gets the run though, gets the momentum as they come out of Niki Lauda to turn 1. Rem, Stoltemanis back in 5 from Rashid Al-Dahedi. 47.183 for Freddie Slater, his fastest lap of the race. 48.3, 48.7 for Yamakoshi, who's in P3. He is faster than his teammate Gustav Jonsson, but the Swede still holds the lead in this battle. And they're both being caught by the top rookie, Maxim Rem. He emerges out of the spray. We thought he disappeared there for a moment. Rashid, just behind Thomas Stoltemanis, the early race leader, recovers for P5, the second rookie, Maxim Rem. 71. The closest he will have to a home race in 2024, the German driver here in the German-speaking nation, neighbouring of Austria. Maxim. P4 at the moment from Thomas Stoltemanis, Rashid Al-Dahedi. Akshay Bora has worked his way back up into P12 at the moment. He's behind Deegan Fairclough. Ethan Isher holds down P10, the final position in the points. Car 21 in P10. The Swiss driver for the Swiss-German racing team. There's Rashid Al-Dahedi. Behind Thomas Stoltemanis. We go down into the final 4 minutes of this 30-minute plus 1-lap race. So we expect there to be, I'll quickly do some mathematics. This is probably the 3rd last lap. Don't hold me to that. Either way, Slater's gone. He's 7.8 seconds up the road. This battle for the final steps of the podium. Jonsson in 2nd, Yamakoshi in 3rd, Rem, Stoltemanis, Rashid Al-Dahedi. From Sweden, Japan, Germany, Latvia, the United Arab Emirates, King Nakamura Bertha, the English-born Japanese driver, ahead of the Australian, Jamarco Bradell. Maximilian Popov has actually driven up into P9. Deegan Fairclough now. Tough introduction to racing on the continent with limited testing here in Europe. Deegan Fairclough, though, for the high-tech team, has fought his way up into 10th place. Nice drive from Deegan after starting on grid 19. Fairclough for the high-tech team has just gone past Ethan Isher. So Deegan Fairclough now into the points. The driver from Crawley on the outskirts of London. Almost one hand on the British Formula 4 trophy for 2024. Inside the points now from Isher. Bora into 12. Will get nothing from race 2 unless he can move up at least 2 positions in the remaining 2 minutes 40 seconds of this race. Ezren going through. The gap between he and Yamakoshi just over a second. Stolchamanis, early race leader. Look at the lead from Slater. He's into turn 1 now as Gustav Johansson crosses the line. 8 seconds behind. He's pulled clear slightly from Yamakoshi. Out of the spray comes Rem, Stolchamanis, Rashid Aldahedi, Kin Nakamura Bertha, the second Japanese driver in P7. That's Rashid on your screen in car 14. The sun finally is actually shining here in Austria. It is still freezing cold here. 6 degrees Celsius. The second weekend of September, the second round of the Euro 4 Championship as Thomas Stolchamanis up the inside of Maxim Rem. Can't make the move stick. This just a few moments ago, going straight ahead into the gravel. The US racing car of Ed Robinson on debut. 2020 Spanish kart racing champion. Fabulous run in qualifying. P5 in the first race, P4 on the grid in the first race, in fact. First time with the German US racing team. Goes off the circuit, though, and he's fallen back into 21st place. This is Slater out front. I won't say there's daylight behind him, but there's just rain and spray. It's still darky this morning. Slater down into the Jochen Ring curves at the world-famous Red Bull Ring here in Austria, the home of the Austrian Grand Prix since the 1970s. Freddie, of course, aiming to stand on the top step of the podium here, not only this morning, but in a few years' time in the Austrian Grand Prix itself. Don't be surprised if that eventuates in the next half decade or so. Gustav Johansson, P2, looking for another podium in the Euro 4 Championship and to move up into championship contention. Dion Gowda off the road into turn 3. This is where Thomas Behrman went off. The Brit was not so lucky. Dion Gowda, the Singaporean, managed to get it back on track. The rain still falling at the top of the hill. And the second high-tech car, Reza Sawarathan, currently running 3rd in the British F4 Championship. He was running in 18th position. This will drop him down the order, though. Deegan Fairclough, in fact, it was Deegan, I apologise. Deegan running off the road. He was in the top 10. Ethan Isher now moves into the final points-paying position. 1 lap at the end of this one. Deegan Fairclough, after fighting through from the 10th row of the grid into 10th place, running off the road. He's lost the 2 position. Akshay Bora still frustratingly behind Kin Nakamura Bertha, 2021 Junior World Kart Racing Champion with the Forza Racing team, now with the fastest lap of the race. Goes quicker than Slater with a 46.28. But Slater with an enormous lead of 10 seconds. Turns in, fights the wheel, and the wheel spin, 185 horsepower from these turbocharged Abarth engines. The Tartas T421 chassis, the second generation Formula 4 car from the manufacturer, built within walking distance of the Monza circuit, where we race the series final for the Euro 4 Championship on October the 6th. Slater with the race lead will almost certainly move into the championship lead as well. Akshay Bora stuck back in 12th place. Deegan Fairclough out of the points now after running off the road in super slippery conditions. Up into turn 3, Freddie for the final time. Turns in a conservative line. He can walk home from here. Slater with the lead of 10 seconds from the Van Amersfoort Racing drivers. Johansson, Yamakoshi, Rem Stolchamanis, the early race leader from pole position 5. Rashid Al-Dahedi, that's Ki Nakamura Belta. Pradel Popoff. Nice drive from Maximilian car 3 for the PHM team. And Ethan Isher for the Swiss team. Gensa Motorsport rounds out the 10. This is Thomas Stolchamanis will be disappointed. He'll be the second rookie home. But he was the early outright race leader. Slater, P1. And will start from pole position for race 3 this afternoon at 4 o'clock local time. Down into the Ockenring curves for the final time. Slater has destroyed the field here. He'll move into the lead of the championship. Into the Ockenring curve 2 for the final time. The checkered flag is about to wave again for Fast Freddie Slater from England. He takes the victory and moves into the lead of the championship. The Van Amersfoort Racing drivers, Gustav Jansson on the podium again is the Swede. Hiyu Yamakoshi, Mugello race winner. Third in the championship, third in the race here this morning. Back to Maxim Rem, he's the top rookie home in 4th place. Stolchamanis, Al-Dahedi, Nakamura Belta. And through the spray comes car 12 of Gianmarco Pradel from Sydney. Maximilian Popoff into P9 with a fine drive. And Ethan Isher from Switzerland just edges out Digan Fairclough. There's the high-tech driver. Ethan, the final points-paying position in 10th place. Digan just misses it after running off the road. Did fight from grid 19 to move into 10th place. He'll be back for race 3, as will all the drivers in the field, including the race winner, Freddie Slater. Ominously, though, he will start race 3 from pole position. Slater wins again. He came into race 2 of the championship on 54 points. Akshay Bora on 66. Akshay has finished 12th and gets 0 from this here this morning. Freddie Slater takes the victory from Gustav Jansson, his 3rd podium in the Euro Series. Hiyu Yamakoshi, 3rd in the series, 3rd in the race. Maxim Rem, top rookie home. Stolchamanis, he was the race leader. He will be disappointed with that. Nakamura Bertha, Pradel, Popoff, Isher, and Digan Fairclough just misses the top 10. Border, championship leader, gets nothing. Paul Larini, Lynn Hotenuous. Then it was Dion Gauda, Luca Samalisto, Alvisa Rodella, Frey, Risa Suerathan was passed by Enya in the dying stages. Ed Robinson, Kostic, Vistoriano, 10th yesterday, but only 23rd this morning. Kai Dadianani after that excursion off the road. Jack back in 25th place. Enzo Ye, Kabir Anurag, Everett Stack, and the sole DNF despite the conditions. Here's the young British rookie, Thomas Behrman, who was out in the gravel in turn 4 in the early stages. Freddie Slater, fastest lap on the last lap, a 46 dead, 0.048. Ki Nakamura Bertha did go briefly quickest, but Freddie Slater does respond. He takes victory again here at the Red Bull Ring.
Ready, Podium.
Hiyu Yamakoshi, 3rd in the race, another podium.
Wait.
This is Yamakoshi. Another podium for Gustav Jansson as well. Well deserved for the Swede. The highlights of a very wet race too. It started behind the safety car. Thomas Stolchamanis with the lead from Slater, who just shadowed his Latvian teammate early in the race. A commendable start under atrocious conditions. We could not see the field beyond the first couple as they raced out of Niki Lauda turn 1 on the opening green lap of the race. Ethan Isher off into the gravel. Enya Frey also, the Jensen Motorsport drivers, although Ethan would fight back to finish in P10. This moment for Everett Stack going around treacherously in turn 1 was avoided by the rest of the field. Kai Dadianani into the gravel. Thomas Behrman, unfortunately, would retire from his second ever car race. That brought out the safety car. As Dadianani did rejoin to finish down in 24th position, but did get it home to the checkered flag through the spray. Everett Stack off for the second time. This was Dion Calder. He was a little bit more fortunate than Thomas Behrman, was able to get it back on track. Was Dion to finish in P16. It was his teammate, though, who dominated here. Freddie Slater takes victory. And after 5 of 9 races in the 3-round Euro Championship, Slater to assume position 1 in the standings. We wait for Hiyu, Gustav and Freddie to come up onto the podium. And just in time, the rain has stopped and the sun is coming out to shine. I dare say the temperature gauge has not moved though. Well, maybe it's up to 7 degrees. Regardless, it is still a very cold morning here. Race 3 this afternoon at 4 o'clock local time. The second of 3 rounds of the Euro 4 Championship. 3 races at each event. The first round at Mugello in Tuscany in the Italian summer. Here in the Austrian countryside at the Red Bull Ring, and round 3 of the series at Monza on October the 6th. Hiyu Yamakoshi up onto the podium in 3rd place, still provisionally, I'll quickly do some mathematics, 3rd in the series as well. Gustav Jonsson, another podium after finishing 3rd twice at Mugello. And Freddie Slater, 2nd victory in 24 hours, Mr. Tino Sessa, representing the Automobile Club of Italy, delegated by the FIA, with management of the Euro 4 Championship together with WSK Promotion. Presenting the trophies to Hiyu, Gustav, and the race winner, fast, Freddie Slater.
And now, in honor of the winning driver, Freddie Slater, the national anthem, Great Britain.
Freddie Slater takes victory. The sun comes out to shine. We hope it stays for race 3 this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Thanks for watching. We'll see you for the final race from the Red Bull Ring this afternoon.